Welcome back to the Dadskillz car channel. Now, in this week, I have a few horror show electrical issues to solve on the Mini. They're issues that could be dangerous if we didn't do anything about them. So the first one is quite an awful repair on an indicator, which I'm going to use one of those heat shrink solder connectors. And the second one, probably quite most important one, is an airbag fix to one of the front seats. Now, it's quite a common issue on the Mini. And the cable under there seems to biodegrade and sometimes get caught and trapped and cut and stuff, so we'll have a look at that. But for that, I am reverting to the day job, and if that will focus, that is a Wago connector, and I'm going to use that to fix the under the seat airbag problem, and I'll explain a bit more about that as we get into it. So let's take a look at the first one. Okay, so the first fix, as you can see there, is a bit of a dodgy repair. So we've got an actual bodged light bulb holder, and we've also got a couple of chock block terminals used there as well. So it's just a case of smartening everything up, ready for our heat shrink solder connections. So actually ended up, it was cheaper to buy a whole new unit off eBay to get a new plug with its wiring in place. So we'll just get that ready. And then you pick your connector, depending on how big your two wires are you're connecting. Slot them in, one from each end, making sure they cross in the middle. And in the middle there you can see that silver piece is the solder. And then we're going to get the heat shrink gun on it. Warm it up. First one's done. Second one is straightforward. Shrink it on. You can see the solder just melting in the middle there, so you know you've got it just spot on. And then we'll just tape it up. Look at that. Perfect. So put all that back together, and our first electrical job on the Mini is done. Second fix, and what we're going to use our Wagos on. It's just so turn it on, and we've got our airbag light flashing. Now I've had a couple of different scans on it with the old Foxwell, and someone else scanned it for me as well. And one said it was right side under my seat, and the other one said it was the left side under the seat. So we'll do both. I think I've showed you this one before. Where is it? Oh, I was hoping to do it without having to take the seats out, but that's that one. And then under the driver's seat, it all looks okay until you see that, where it's been going backwards and forwards. It's got a nick in it. I don't think it's cut it right through, but we may just remake that with a Wago, because this wiring is just Chinese crap, I think, and after 20 years it just starts to disintegrate. So we'll disconnect the battery first and leave it for a bit. Battery has been off for a bit. Here's what we're going to use, these Wago inline. If you've not seen these before, these are what I use in the day job. Well, as well as other different types of Wagos, all sorts of different poles. But these are going to be ideal for this job, I think. You see that? That could be cut inside. So that's the one we're going to fix. That's quite bendy in an unnatural way for a wire. Like normally you'd see a wire bend like that in a nice curve, but that. So we'll replace both of those bits. I don't think, oh, that could be broken as well, look. Right, okay, so battery's off, been off for half an hour, as I said. Strip these back a bit. Turn those over. And our Wago literally goes on like that. Did you see that? So slip that into our Wago. Close the lever, and there it is. Now, these things are called non-maintained. So if you've got an old style chock block, which we'll see the other side actually, in my line of work, you need to be able to get to those to service them, as it were, because they're crap, basically. They come loose. But these things, and that's called maintained, being able to get to something so you can maintain it is called obviously maintained. But these things, these are non-maintained because they shouldn't come loose. So that's that. And yellow and brown to yellow and brown. That's that. Plug that back in. Now there is under there a bar that runs across. So I'm actually going to cable tie this to that bar, and then these can't catch anywhere then when this goes backwards and forwards. Okay, so down here, it's actually quite a hilarious repair if it wasn't for something so important like an airbag. But these wires are going in totally the wrong holes, I think. Yeah, I'm sure these wires here need to go with this cable there. But I shall use the other side as a reference, and we shall endeavour to tidy these up a bit. And I need a bit more length on this cable. I'm hoping I don't have to take the seat out. So here are our chock blocks that have been used. So I'm not a massive fan of chock blocks anymore, so we'll get rid of those. Now, is there anything we can see with these cables? That's got, I don't know if you can see that, but that has got a flat spot on it. That's been crushed in something, so we'll get rid of that. So we'll come back to about there with those. Don't want to go too short. Now, what I don't know is when I put this back together and put the battery back on, whether I have to delete that error or whether it will do it itself. I think it might do it itself, but I'm not sure. These things are so easy. Easy and more reliable than these bloody chock block things. And they've used these chock blocks. Look how big the hole in there is. So this side is slightly different in that the yellow and brown, they are yellow and brown solid colours rather than yellow with a bit of red and yellow with a bit of brown in it. But no problem. Right. Well, that's one end ready to go. Now the seat end, we can just get enough on those. I'm going to have to take a bit of sheath off there and this one. And if you can see that, they've actually cut into the sheath of the actual wire on that one. So we're going to have to come past that. Nice, tight little space in there. Right, let's cut them a little bit shorter. Right, green is to the yellow red, which is pure yellow. And then black was to the yellow and brown, which is pure brown. Okay, blue red is to black. I need to check this again, I think, because the other side was solid colours. And blue brown to purple and white. So that was fairly straightforward. And the beauty of these Wagos is, if we ever want to take the seat out, you just literally open that up and take the wires out. And the car side that might be live can stay with the Wago attached, so it doesn't touch any metalwork possibly. Cool. So before I cable tie that back up, we'll reconnect the battery and see what we need to do with that light. Okay, battery's connected. Nothing's exploded so far. Right, I'm about to turn the ignition on and see if my seat acts as some kind of ejector seat. Right. Okay, we still have, oh, a flash, it's still there. Right, okay, let's connect up the scanner. Mr. Foxwell is connected. Let's turn that 2 clicks. We've still got the light on there, so... Oh no, I'm too used to doing things by touch. So I bought this one because you can actually cycle your ABS pump with it, which is cool. It may take a bit of time to do its thing. So after a few minutes of reading the ECU or whatever it does, we've got to this bit. So diagnosis, quick scan, stability system, which it will find a fault with. Restraint system scanning, that's the one that we're interested in. Yes, okay, so erase, are you sure? Yes. So that's going to clear that one, which I think will come back. That one is because it's had a new ABS pump from a different car. I think I need someone to code it to this car, but the brakes are fine, but pass no fault. Cool, right, let's get out of that. Right, okay, so the old Foxwell has done its trick, I think, so we've got no light. We'll turn it off, and then we'll plug it back in, turn it on, and there we go, it's gone out. Cool, okay, job done. Another dash light out via the use of these brilliant little Wagos. If you're interested in those, they're available most places in the UK. Screwfix probably stock them. Not sure if they stock these inline ones though. Very useful. But that's it for this week. Now, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing and liking the video and all that, and sharing this video if you enjoyed it on your social media platforms, because we are very close to 1,000 subscribers on this car channel, and that'd be fantastic to get to 1,000, wouldn't it? But until next time, plenty more car videos to come, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.